Hey guys, what is going on? It is DaBoki here once again, and it's time for another Q&A with DaBoki. It's Saturday today, and yeah, I asked you guys again to ask me some questions, and it is that time. So how it's going to work is I'm going to go ahead and answer some of the Facebook questions first, and then I'm going to go ahead and move to the Twitter, and then go ahead and answer some of your guys' questions there that you guys tweeted me. So let's just go ahead and get started. JD asked DaBoki, do you like Subway? I love Subway. If you guys don't know what Subway is, it's a place where you make your own sandwiches. You guys all know what Subway is. Chicken bacon ranch is probably my favorite. Heavy on the spinach and lettuce. Light on the mustard. Mark asked DaBoki, do you think school is your enemy? Yes. No, but you know what they say. Enemies make you stronger. School can only make you stronger. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Jupiter Neptune asked, have you ever choked? Yes, I have choked before, actually. It was really embarrassing. I was eating some spinach, I think, when I was like 7 or something, and I swallowed it, and it got caught in my tooth, and I was choking, and my mom had to grab into my mouth and like reach out the spinach, and she was like pulling out stuff in my intestines, and there's like blood everywhere. No, not really. Byungul Hyun asked, hey DaBoki, what is your favorite class at school? Right now, my favorite class is probably my mobile app programming class. It's really interesting, you know, developing applications for Androids. I try to stay away from iOS, the Apple products, because of course they're just money hungry, greedy Nexon people. No, I'm just kidding. But really, you do need to pay $100 to go ahead and open up the source to start programming for iOS or Apple device. That's why Android is so much better, because you can program for free. Everything's just open source here. Well, soon they will take it away. Casey Gatelin asks, what is music to you? It's funny, I heard something on the radio the other day where it says every song you listen to, doesn't matter, like just any song you listen to, there's an image or a memory that will pop into your head unconsciously, kind of. Or, you know, just kind of like it'll bring up some sort of memory. So I think music is really important, and I think music is very powerful. Derek asks, what's your favorite type of pizza, and do you like thin crust or thick crust? I really enjoy thin crust from Papa Murphy's. I don't know if you guys had Papa Murphy's thin crust pizzas before. I used to work at Papa Murphy's, so I did a lot of different tricks and tips pizzas, but I think the thin crust, the herb chicken Mediterranean delight was probably my favorite. It doesn't use regular red sauce pizza sauce. It uses olive oil, garlic sauce with light cheese, spinach, chicken, sun-dried tomatoes topped with feta cheese, and a little bit of zesty herbs. Manuel asked DaBoki, I like this girl and she told me she began to date someone. Do I move on or what? Well, probably the smartest thing would be to move on. You don't want to be a homewrecker because, you know, she found someone else. So, I mean, that's kind of a hint, maybe a little tip. It sounds kind of cruel, but girls work in cruel, mysterious ways. We all know that. Girls out there, breaking men's hearts with a snap of your pinky. Do you know how much power you girls have over guys? I don't think you do. That's sad. It's scary. It haunts us. No, but Manuel, I'm very sorry for your struggle there. I'd say be a good friend. I wouldn't say wait for her because, you know, I've heard too many stories of guys just being the leftovers, you know, kind of picking her up when she's drunk, when she's crying, when she needs toilet paper. You don't want to be that guy. Noah Amir asked, what's your favorite vegetable? Mine's popcorn. It is a veg. So let me get this straight. So you have mashed potatoes, steak, and a side of popcorn. No, that sounds great. I don't know. I think my favorite vegetable would have to be spinach. I really like spinach. I've been putting it in a lot of my meals lately. It just cooks so well with a lot of things. So I think it's like a really good complement to a lot. Justin asked DaBoki, is there always a high chance of suffering depression if couples break up? You know, people think that when you break up with someone that's like really heartbreaking, you know, it's gonna be really hard. I think it all depends on what kind of breakup it was and how traumatizing the breakup. I wouldn't call it depression because depression lasts for a really long time. You know, depression is something that you just can't get over. It's a disease. I would say sadness is probably the better word choice. You know, I remember when I got broken up with my first sweetheart in like 7th, 6th grade. That story I told you about, Mayu. Yeah, I was really sad for a week, like really sad, like laying on couches without my shirt on, like crawling everywhere, crying everywhere, you know, like every spot of the house was dripping in tears, like sad, okay? I dated her for 2 minutes, you know, I mean, DaBokes, get a life. I think it's just, everyone takes it differently. And it's sad though, but what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Don't make me sing that again. Okay, just one more time. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger in the middle bunker. I should learn that song. Bluey Maxie asked, Naruto or One Piece? You rock, DaBoki. Thank you, Bluey. Thank you, you rock. Definitely, for me, it was probably Naruto. I watched that a lot more. One Piece, I really enjoyed it, but I only got to watch like one season or so. Naruto, I watched I binged on it for like a long time. I only watched the first when he was a little children. A Clementine, orange, whatever thing he was. A fox? He was a fox, he was not an orange. I didn't watch too much of Shippuden. I think I watched probably a little bit of it when he was starting to grow adulthood and he noticed that, you know, Sakura was probably the love of his life. Davin asked DaBoki, do you like Yu-Gi-Oh? Oh man, I liked it a long time ago when it first came out. Like, that was my favorite show ever. And Tammy and I were just talking about that, how we used to run home from school to catch it on WB2, like Yu-Gi-Oh. I don't know if you guys remember that. And it's like, it's time to duel. Like, Pegasus had that like creepy eye, and Yugi's inner voice was like, I want to eat your soul, Yugi. And he's like, I don't know what life is, and I'm so scared. And Kaiba was like, blue eyes, white dragon. It was a great show. I probably just like reenacted the whole show. You guys don't have to watch the first season, it's okay. You can thank me later. So I'm trying to go through questions that I haven't answered before, because like some of these I've answered in my previous Q&A, so I don't want to do repeated questions, I guess. Arlene Romero asked, what is your dream car and what would you name it? So my very first dream car was, believe it or not, a Jeep, 4x4 Jeep Wrangler. One of those ones because I thought they were so cool because they didn't have doors. And you know, you can just like drive in it with your shirt off and everybody would see you with your shirt off. Yeah. And then I just realized that they look kind of not too cool. Not that great. And also I've been hearing a lot of stories like people taking a turn like 5 miles per hour and the Jeep like flips over. And I just didn't want to have a flipped over Jeep. My dream car for a really long time now was probably the 1990 so Mitsubishi Eclipse. It's like the really original one. Like the one with the really flat hood. Not the Spiders, not the newer ones, but the really old school Mitsubishi Eclipse. I don't know why. No one really likes them, but I think they look fabulous. They look awesome. I would probably name him like Frank. You know, yeah, Frank's a good name. People always name their cars like after girls, like Charlene, Julie, Hot Me. I got like Herbert and Frank sitting in the garage right now, ready to have a beer, talk about life. Yeah. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get into the Twitter questions. You guys did tweet me some questions and they were great as well. So Randy asks, at DaBoki, what's your dream job? My dream job would probably be a dad. Song Ji-ho asks, what editing software do you use? I'm going to make a setup video pretty soon, show you guys how I film my videos and what I use to edit and record my screen, but pretty much I just use Sony Vegas Pro and I use Fraps to capture gameplay and Audacity to record my voice. So Alex Sprite asks, if you had to live with either your phone or your alarm clock constantly ringing for the rest of your life, which would you choose? I would probably say my phone because I have a pretty killer phone ring tone. Here, ready? Check this out. Did you hear that? It's vibrate. Alexander asked, tell us more about your bird. Umbi. He's actually over there right now. I'll have to feature him in a video. He's kind of eating at the moment. But yeah, his name is Umbi. Tammy and I got him a long time ago, probably really long time ago. I'll do a video on him later. And Tammy really loves parrots, and she came from California, and she used to have a parrot at home that she really loved and adored. So when she got here, you know, she wanted to bring a little bit of home to her, so we got Umbi, little parrot there, kind of make Tammy feel more comfortable in a new environment. So I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah, so that's Umbi. Alright guys, well I'm going to go ahead and end my Q&A right here. It's kind of a long Q&A, so I do apologize about that. But like always guys, follow me on Facebook and Twitter for the next Q&A for you guys to ask some questions for me. And thank you so much guys for asking me questions. It was a lot of fun answering them. Like always, this has been DaBoki. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll be seeing you guys later. Goodbye.